Everybody had a good lunch?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm hoping that this clinic will keep you awake because it's pretty exciting. There's a lot of high energy stuff in there.
That's fancy.
Yeah, it's not mine. Belongs to a friend of mine. He's very techy.
Ari, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I love my conversation.
Yeah, it's no problem. As long as we're splitting it up.
All right. If you have at any point in the clinic, you need to get up and move around just because of you're falling asleep. Don't worry about it. Just stand up and move. Okay. It's really. I want you to pay as much attention as you can because I think this is the first time I'm going to present this clinic, and I'm very excited about it because it's a lot of really good stuff that I feel it helps our program. Okay, and again, with this said, it's not everything that I will present may fit you or your methods. So just ask you to keep an open mind on what you'll see. What this is I believe that the very first part of the training is what determines how the rest is going to be. Okay? If you start relaxed and and kids see you walking late, that stuff, that's how practice is going to go. It's going to be so-so. Okay? But if the kids see you walking with energy and have a plan and they know what they need to do and all that stuff, usually, it's a great start and it'll trickle into the rest of the practice. Remember that this sport is so mental, and a lot of the times they need to have that emotional energy and that mental energy, and you can make that happen. Okay, even though the one day doesn't work, the next day doesn't work, but if you keep being consistent with it, you're gonna have pretty energetic gymnasts that are gonna make the first part of practice very important. So is there anything specific here that someone does that really works for them as warm-ups? Or do you guys who does a lot of flexibility at the beginning? Okay? How many of you do strength at the beginning? Okay? All right, good. How many of you do strength at the end of practice? Okay? Do you sometimes run over and not finish that part? Kinda sometimes? Yeah? In the warm-ups? Mm-hmm. Just based on that? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Right. Good. Good. And what one of the important parts is that when you cannot sell. I mean, you should sell to your athletes what the warm-up is. Okay, it's not just to get your joints and everything. It should be something that's really important. It's gonna make them achieve something within their practice. Okay, it could be a warm-up. A good warm-up can be based on drills. You just come in and boom, basically you just go to drills. I think obviously the flexibility is an extremely important part of our sport, but you can adapt it within the workout too. You can put things here and there, especially when they're doing beam. You can work on hamstrings and hip flexors. When you're on bars, you can work on shoulders, forearms and all that stuff, a little bit of the back. And then on vault, they can work on leg, flexibility, hamstring flexibility. So that's up to you and see what works for you, how much time you've got. Who has compulsory? Who coaches just compulsories here? Raise your hand if you coach only compulsory. How many hours a week do your teams go? Give me an average. Level 8, 12, 16. Would I be okay saying that level 3s go between 8 and 9 hours? Level 4 is about 12. Level 5 and 6-ish, like 14, something like that. Then optional levels, about 20, 22, something like that. Okay, all right, good. Who was athletes that train over 22 hours a week? Okay, what levels are we talking about? 6 and up. Okay, all right. And do you guys spread that over how many days? 5 days. Interesting. It's really important, and again, it works. Certain things work better in some programs and others don't. All right, so efficient and productive warm-ups. I found when I put the most energy into the warm-ups as a coach, I get the better results throughout the whole workout. Okay, so that's something that I really need to work on. Okay, because everything that starts well ends well. Okay, and not necessarily you have the best result, but you want to start with it always. Okay, not just because it's the right thing to do. A well planned out warm up or any activity can bring a lot of benefits to an athlete. A non-efficient warm up can be very detrimental to the rest of the practice. Furthermore, to the entire development and progress. If you have a really good plan, I call them initials, like the initial of practice. I don't call them warm-ups, I call them initials. If you have a really good initial programs over the week, I mean, your athlete's going to be very benefit from it. But if you have, like, you come into the gym and like, let me see, what are we doing today? Well, guys, do some flexibility and active flexibility, and that stuff doesn't work. At least fake it to the gym and say you have a plan. Okay, because they need to know that you have a plan. Okay, and when they know that you have a plan, they respect the plan. When they know that you're not prepared, they will respect it. Okay? A great warm-up will not make your gymnast great, but a bad warm-up or the lack of can make her worse. I absolutely believe that. If you don't have a plan, your gym is going to get worse. Okay, because you just I don't know, there's something about it that no kids know that you're prepared and it's a well planned out activity, they'll respond really good. If it's not a well planned activity, they won't even respond to it. They don't think it's important. Remember, what you make important as a coach, the kids will make it important as athletes. Okay, so with all this said, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. Okay? The first thing, you have to design it, and you have to know what are your weaknesses as a team. If we're talking about an optional team, what events? I mean, it could be all types of weaknesses. Immature kids, or they're too young still, but at a high level, tight, with the hips, tight on the back, shoulders. It could be they're slow. It could be they are all scared. There's a lot of fear involved in everything. You know that when one is like that, you know, it can spread out really easy. A lot of weakness. Bars, they could be, the whole team can be really bad at bars, or both, or everything. Yeah. And then you have to make, when you see all these weaknesses, what are the things that you can improve right away? What are the priorities that you want next year to be gone? You know, that you, at the end of next year, you do your analysis and you say, well, we really improved before. We looked a lot sharper. We competed better. Because you can have a great group of kids, but they're not competitors. You know, the competitors are the ones that win meets, not the best gymnasts. That's always remember that. Not the best gymnast wins. Not very seldom. Okay? It's the best competitors. Okay? The number of kids and level of abilities. That's the other thing you might have. For example, if you're coaching an optional program, you know, you might have from level 6 all the way up to level 8, or level 9, or level 10. So you want to know, and the number of kids too. Okay? Very important when you're designing all these initials. And then the time allotment for initials. I do 45 minutes, and sometimes we extend it to an hour, depending of who's in the gym and who's not. Or sometimes we bring it down to half an hour, depending on the day. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Equipment and space available. Those of you who coach optional teams, what is your average start time during the week? 4? 4:35. Anybody earlier than 4? 3:30. I get 3:30. 3 o'clock. Anybody starts at 2:30? 2:30. 3:30. Anybody at 2 o'clock? No. They start at 2 o'clock. What do they do with school?
That's summer.
What's that?
That's like 2 o'clock.
Oh, summer. No, I'm saying like normal school year.
They start at 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Usually when they are getting out of school, sometimes at 3. Depends where you are, and depends. Some school districts are really good about letting them go early too, especially if they're good students. So anyway, that's all that stuff that you have to know. And obviously the equipment. How many people are there in the gym at that time, so you can see if you can use all the what equipment's available. Okay. The time of the year too. You need to know. There's initials. You should have your set of initials. When I said a set, it's like for every day of the week. You have to have your set of initials differently when you're in season and when you're in post-season, or when you're in summer, or when you are, depending on the time. I mean, you will know exactly where you are. Okay? When do you start competing? If it's preparation period, pre-competitive, or competitive period. We all probably do about the same. So I'll tell you what I do. It's obviously in May is out of competition, but we are ready because the kids are still in shape. We use that 2 or 3 weeks to do a lot of new skills right away. Right away. Not too many drills for it, but a lot of the skills that we've been kind of working a little bit because the kids are usually done with me, they're still excited, and they're still in shape. Again, it's sometimes there's a lot, very easy to learn stuff in that window right after they're done competing. And then we go into developmental period, which starts in the summer. Okay, it holds all the way to September. Okay, October is pre-competitive, where you're putting all your stuff together and you start doing routines. And then December, even though sometimes we start competing in January, December is a competitive period. All you're doing there is routines. Then the other thing is the number of coaches that you have available to participate. A warm-up in this is interesting. I've done it before. Say, well, why don't you come in late today and I'll handle the warm-up. And then just come in when we start our rotations of events. It happens. You know, and then you start realizing that's not the way you want to do it. The warm-up, all your coaches should be actively participating. Very important. It's a really good idea to name your initials, okay? Put like fun names, something that describes the purpose of it. I have Rise and Shine, like on Saturday mornings. Rise and Shine is a cardio-based warm-up. Okay, we call it rise and shine. Then there's the upper body shock, which is just upper body conditioning instead of saying conditioning, so upper body shock. You know, and they'll know. I mean, once you say, okay, what do we have today? We have upper body shock. They know. Okay, they know exactly what it is. Core madness. We have what was the other one? Bars frenzy. So crazy stuff like that. At least they think it's fun. So in the process of designing, you also need to think of the habits you want to instill in them. That should be the most important thing that you think, because it's kind of like a little baby growing up. When they're very young, that's where the most part of their language and motor skills start happening. You want to make sure there, it's kind of like the kids. It's like a water cup. At the very beginning is where they come in fresh, hopefully, and that's where they start developing those habits for the rest of the practice. If they cannot tighten up their legs on a drill on the floor for warm-ups, they're not going to tighten up their legs on a bar or two. Impossible. Okay, so you start, and that's what you have to tell them. That's what you have to make them understand. That's what you're doing. Because we're trying to instill in you habits that when you go to beam or bars or ball, you don't even think about it. And you're already doing the best sport. Because here's where you think about it. When there's no risk involved. When you can focus on your quad. When you can focus on your toes. Okay? Okay, so one of the things that you want to instill is form and proper shape while conditioning. Okay, for example, if you have leg lifts on a stall bar, you've got to make sure those legs are really tight, your feet point and touching the high bar and the low bar. Stuff like that. Because if you just let them go, that's what's going to happen on bars too. When they do a kick, their legs are going to be bent. Okay, you have to make sure you're talking to them, giving them direction. A warm-up, you have to be very verbal. Okay, always commending. Okay, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. The other thing, willpower. My coaching partner, he did a conditioning on bars. They called it willpower. And it was all about willpower because it's not horribly hard, but it's painful. For example, a lot of times you'll see it, but they have to hang on the bar for a long time. And it's all about they want to stay up there or not. After a minute, their forearms start cramping up, they cannot grab the bar. We say, this is testing your willpower. Let's see how strong you want to get. Mental toughness and determination. There are initials that you can design geared towards that. Okay? Geared specifically towards developing willpower, mental toughness, and determination. Okay? There's another one, team effort. Okay? When everybody's struggling at the same time, you gotta start observing some leaders rising there, saying, come on girls, we can do it. That's the kind of things you want to foster. So that's how you have to design it, in a way to empower the kids to start pushing themselves, okay? And that's where you get the leaders rising. I always say that there's nothing better for a program to have your best gymnast be a great leader, too. Because sometimes, a lot of times it's not the case, that your best gymnast is the leader. You know what I mean? Usually some of the leaders are hopefully it's not the one that don't like to work. You know what I mean? So you want to gear things towards that best gymnast. You have to give them every single opportunity to rise up as a leader. Because those are the ones you want talking to the kids, positive. So put your best gymnast in a situation that she is the one that's pushing everybody else, so she starts feeling comfortable. Usually they don't do it because they kind of don't want to step on other personalities. When you put 3 or more girls together, there's a problem. Always. So, and when they spend so much time in the gym together, they spend more time with them than with their own sisters or their own parents. Okay? So, again, as a teacher, you have huge power right there. But you have to be very strategic. Think about how Susie, she's a really good gymnast. She has the potential of being, and not necessarily your best gymnast, but it could be that kid that has that great personality and that works hard, but is very quiet. Put her in a position where she has to rise up as a leader And it's not going to happen over a week or 2 weeks, but hopefully that kid will be in your program for a long time. And then by the time she's graduating, every single kid is looking up to her because she works hard and everybody wants to be with her. Okay, and a team effort, helping all of them helping push through the conditioning. And then warm-up set the standard for the rest of the practice. If you as a coach, again, if you're not expecting them to do the warm-up correctly, it's going to transfer to the events. Guaranteed. All right. You as coaches, you need to be at your best in warm-ups. Not only the event that you coach, you need to be at your best in warm-ups because the better they're in warm-ups, the better they're going to be in your event. And what I mean by at your best, we're talking about attention, motivation, your energy. During warm-ups, very hands-on and paying close attention, molding kids, pushing them, helping them. This will set the pace for the rest of the practice also. A great warm-up or initial makes coaches feel productive before the first event. And I don't know about you, but when I feel productive, I'm very happy. Productive warm-up is equal to happy coach. Happy coach is equal to happy workout. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes you come into practice already in a bad mood because some of you that are gym owners or have another job or, family things. I mean, if you come in already with that baggage in, you know what's going to happen. You're not either you're going to be annoyed easily and not with your best energy, or you will shut down. It's happened to me when I've had a couple too many problems and things that are just overwhelming. I choose my best choice is to go in autopilot that day and not let any emotion get through me and just get through the day. Sometimes a good strategy when you're struggling. As a person, I'm sure everybody's gone to a workout one day when you're like, I should not be here. I need to be taking care of this other situation. That's all I can think about. And Susie did for the first time her back can lay on beam, and you're like, it's not registering. You're just thinking about something else. Okay? So again, those situations happen. If they haven't happened yet, it will happen to you. And then you'll remember me about saying it. And then, it's just, you just have to understand. You have to understand you are a teacher too. Okay? And you, the gymnasts, are a mirror of you. I do not agree 100% that whatever they do is because of you. Okay? But I do believe that your energy can fuel it. I don't believe that if you're super positive, they'll be super positive. No. But you will try to bounce back. You'll try to give them positive energy. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you can do. A bad day, I've been telling a lot of the girls that are getting prepared for meets, sometimes a bad day is the best day. You learn, sometimes when you lose, you win. And you learn more about all the falling. But if you keep your mind even, separated from the emotion, and you can keep going, and even though the next turns are worse, but with your best effort, with your controlled effort, that's a win. That's better than if you hit all your 5 routines in a row. Okay? All right, remember, coach's intensity needs to be motivating to athletes. Okay? And I want you to understand that intensity is not equal to negativity. Okay? Because some of us think intensity is like getting in their faces and yelling, and that's not what I mean. Okay? It has to be a motivating intensity. Okay? And I mean, have you ever been in one of those workouts that you walk out of the workout like, I rocked it today. I made a difference in these kids today. I've had a couple, and I love those days. It's one of those days that you go home and you go to bed so happy because everything went right. And then you really kind of think, why did that go right? It was just because your energy is positive. Okay? And there's nothing cooler than as a coach to turn around one of the kids' day. They're all messed up, they're messing everything, but then they end up in a very positive note. Those days are a victory. And that's what I mean by motivating intensity. I like that combination of those two words. All right, so the way this clinic is, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that generalities of some coaching philosophy and some of the things that I believe you need to be in order to have a great practice. Now I'm going to show you. There's a video here, and our initials are between 45 minutes and an hour. Okay, and sometimes we have 3 packages of 15 minutes. Okay, one of the packages can be core madness, the other one can be bar something, and the other one can be, or another day could be one whole thing of 45 minutes. Okay, so right now this one is the core blast. Jeez, I can't even keep up with the name. So everything we do, and we all do for music. Everything is with music. There's always a lot of energy in the gym. Some of the coaches get crazy with this music, but I like it. So all those are things that we do in a row, but I just put in just 10 seconds everything. It's 30 seconds everything. Okay? Hollow pulses to rolls. I mean, my other coach right there, he's yelling. But not a negative yell. It's like, come on, tie it up here. And then you go through every gymnast and you push it. Okay? You got side, and everything you correct in form.
Enrique, is that in the video?
Yes, yep, all that's in. So know that all these ones are 30 seconds each. Everything is 30 seconds. Right there is, otherwise we won't have time to watch them all. A lot of side core. We call it folders. That one's really good to develop double back flipping power. It's whoa. Sorry. I'll just leave it running and then you can ask me questions. You can do this with level 3. You just modify the stuff, make them a little easier. But it's just to give you an idea. You don't have to do it exactly like that. But that's exactly what we do. And the transfer between one and the other is immediate. Okay, there's no resting in between. So it's a good 50. If you do it 30 seconds, it's about 15 minutes of core math. They have a weight between their knees. All those swingers. Now again, you have kids here that push to their limit. Every like that one, there's a couple of 4 or 5 kids, and every day when you do this, they rock. I mean, they end up tired, but and then there's others that are not too intense. But that's why the most intense are in the first line. Always. So you second balls, and then you get that. Some of them take twice the reps.
How often do you do it in the warm-up?
This one we do about twice a week.
Twice a
This
week.
one's 15 minutes long and you do 30 seconds. And everything, if you notice, everything is so form. And there's no incorrect shapes.
How large is the weight they have?
2 pounds, 3 pounds. The older kids can do 5 pounds. Okay, so that's some core. Okay, now that's just an idea for you. You can develop core madness 1, core madness 2. But do it with 30-second exercises. Boom, 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 one after the other. Okay? And when they are strong enough, change it and do something else too. But don't change every week. Okay, I would suggest to do this like on a 4 to 6 week period. This is something you can do year long. Okay? change the names, make it Cherry music. We always put the same music to it, so they kind of like choreograph it too. Okay, and they love it. Kids like that, they love that stuff. Okay. Now the next one is the reason why I want to say our level 7 team, they've been super and outstanding on bars for a long time now, and it's because of the bar warm-up that we do. I think during pre-season they do it twice a week. Okay, so they get a lot of bars. But my coaching partner and myself, we double up on bars. As the kids some of them already come with the grips on to the gym. The younger ones, the older ones think it's stupid, but they almost walk out of the car with their grips on, and they know it's go time. That's the other thing. Make sure your kids are on time. That's one of the things that I'm very how do you say? Particular. I always like to know. We coach 30 optional kids, and 4 years ago, one of them came in after 3:30, and we never heard anything from her. And she walked in at 3:41. So, no, you're done. Sorry, not today. But there was traffic. I said, well, you could have called us. The rule is you can come up until 3:40 without saying anything. Okay, you are allowed, if you come up to 3:40 or before 3:40, you don't have to call us. Okay, because I already designed things that, I mean, I know traffic happens. I know there's accidents and here and there. But I would say 99% of the kids they're ready to go on the floor at 3:25. Okay, if someone walks in the gym after 3:40 and we didn't know, they all know how to text us and everything. Now in this age, it's acceptable to text. I think 3 years or 5 years ago it wasn't acceptable, just because of formalities. Okay, but now I think text is such a big part of everyone that it's almost like doing a phone call now. So they can text us and say, and the parents usually do it too, we're going to be 5 minutes late. For example, if they walk in at 3:45 and we haven't heard of them, they can't come in. It's only happened once in 4 years. Okay? Yeah, then on Monday someone's going to do it. All right, bars warm up. I'll let you enjoy it too. Then we'll talk about it. The music makes a huge difference. And there's a couple groups that do this in the very early morning. It goes right into the arm circles right away. Means right and left sidewalk. I would suggest this is a warm-up for level 7, level 6 and up. You can modify a couple of things. Everything you see right now, I think everybody from level 5 and up can do it. But that is just something a little more comfortable. This was a really important static taps, sticks. You want to kind of like bounce up your thighs a little bit. Front grip static taps. And the first station on bars, skip casting. 10 in a row, alternating, straddles, and together. And these are all your coaches need to participate. And immediately, you go from there to via. So you're combining 4. And remember, this is a warm-up of the whole workout. So 25 of them. Now we go. The next station is they move to another bar actually. So she cast and then have 30. So let's say they're 60, but they're be ready. They do and I'll give you the maximum number. They do 7 of them. I got 10 casts, then it's 7 of those. They go into real into weight. So you see we're doing 4 and we're doing bars. And this just kind of like helping stealing them. And as soon as they get off the turtle bar, they go into something else. Then the next is in bars. You can do solos, you can do flips. And everything's spotted for molding, for shaping. I mean, even if they can do it by themselves. Spotted. Then you get to 10 of them. As she goes into rolling it out. That's your free and that's your cast your handstand. Yes.
How many girls do you have to do this at a time?
We've gotten to 25 maybe. They go pretty fast. No. They all start in different spots. They have to wait a little. But I'll talk to you. You'll see. You'll see that. There's a couple of strategies that you can do. I mean, obviously, someone's going to have to be waiting. But if the girls are very efficient, it all moves really nice. And again, you know what? That's the sign right there. How to get them all going. Yes.
How many coaches do you have present?
How many what?
Coaches do you have present?
There's only 2. We only 2 of us. 25 girls. This is another station. Giants. Like sometimes because there's level 7 to level 10 in that group, the level 7 that can't do giants just can tap things. You know, you have to adapt it, the difficulty to certain. And there's only 2 stations that we spot: the cast to handstands and the clearing. In the second round, they usually do the few reps on the cast to handstand station.
How many stations we have here?
How many stations? I'm not
10.
sure. 8. I think there are 8. 8A and 8B.
Yeah.
1A, 1B.
The
1A,
second
1B.
round.
No, because they always have something else to do after each station. Or that, I like that core that hits the lower abs. And then they have this one that they go by themselves. 3 kick cast on low bar, 3 kick cast on high bar. They don't have to get to handstand if they can. The important part is that you finish a 3 and 3. Very important. And they can do an extra swing in between. Right there. And then I always make sure the last cast you don't bend your legs Always come down with the legs tight. Okay? They do that into heel thrust. That's a muscle for casting. Now you got strap bars. Notice that we have a high strap bar and low strap bar. Both of them have two sets of PVC. So when one girl is going, the other one can be strapping up on the side. There's two of them. So the other girl, when one is going, the other one can be strapping up. And then what we do with that, we do sets of 7. No, 10. The step is 10. Every gymnast in our bar program needs to be able to do 2 different in-bars. Either toe-in and stalder, or free hip and toe-in, or free hip and stalder, but you cannot only do free. Okay? You have to be able to do 2. Easier said than done, but you always try to go for a goal, which is everybody having 2. Giant half turns at the last station. And again, I'm spotting curve. If they can't do it, we just have them do giants. We don't do this one. The group in the morning is less girls, so I can get up and spot somewhere. Okay? But not everybody can do them by themselves. On level 10s and 9s, they can do 5, 6, 7 in a row. But not everybody can do it. The kids that can't do it, you have to make them do something easier. Okay? Because you can only have 2 spotting stations. If you're lucky that you have 3 coaches, add 1 that they can get spotted. Okay? All right. All right. Let's go with the next one. Any comments? You guys like? Is the music annoying to you? No? At least keeping you awake, right? All right. 45 minutes. That's just the warm-up. Anything? For example, this one started at 3:30. We are only increase at 4:15. We do a quick lineup. 4:15 we start next event to 5 and 5 to 5:45, 5:45 to 6. No, then we have another rotation. Yes, no, that's yes. But they conditioning the event. Yeah. But that's that. No, they're stretching the shoulders and stuff. Now when they go to beam, on that day the beam coach, not the program, should have some stretching. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one? I love this one. I love it. Yes.
Is that a daily warm-up?
No, we do it. I think the 7 through 10 they do it one time. They do it on Thursdays afternoon when they come in. And then there's another group that comes in the morning that does it Tuesday morning, and then when they come in on Thursday, they do it with the other group too. Yes. They do all. They do it.
They get flexibility for
If they go to beam, because usually when we do bar warm-ups, our first 2 rotations are beam and something else. So the group that goes to beam, those are the first couple minutes, is stretching. Okay, a form-focused warm-up. Let's see what happens. This one's a little bit more passive, but it's extremely good. Okay. I hope I put some music on. Okay, you need one of those. You need a stopwatch that the kids can see. Okay, always. Oh, there's no music. What happened? Yeah. All right, so there we do a little bit of flexibility first, especially on the hips. Then we go. Flex, point, flex, point, 50. Oh, I did not put the names on it. Okay? So I'll have to go explain them. Okay? So. Okay, so again, like I told you earlier today, our form, I don't think it was the very best this year. So about a month and a half ago, we started with this program, and it's already, and we got a lot of kids also with those knee problems. That their quad, they start losing their quad. You know, when they're growing, unfortunately, this sport, you're pushing the kids in an age where they're growing. So there's a lot of pains in the joints. So I have a couple of kids that are, because of growth, they've had that, like Osgood's problems, and they start losing their quad if they don't work it. So all this stuff is for that too. So big thing that we use the kids like to see how much longer they have, you know, so they know sometimes they know how to switch from one thing to the other. And usually they're pretty good after once or twice you've done. They know what's next. When next, I don't have to be telling them, but I still tell them. All right. And again, when they start, you tell them this is to improve your form. You put effort into this, you will start understanding that the tighter you are, the easier everything is. So lots of hip flexor stretching first. And again, it's just like 30 seconds each side, but we stretch it. Then we divide it in, we do toe point. We do 100 of those, 1-1. That's a jump on form. That's your jumps. Okay, that's your relative work. Okay, then I put them against the mirror, and I have them say, okay, if you can't see your muscle, you still need to work on this. They should be able to see their leg muscles on their quads. I tell you, if a photographer ever takes a picture of you on a switch lip on beam, you gotta be showing that front quad super tight, and that's what gives everybody the feeling of a tight body. When they're seeing muscle, there's tight body. Okay. Sometimes legs can be straight, but if the muscle's not showing, it doesn't look as tight as we can. All right, so that's leg strength. That's just leg tightening for 30 seconds. It's all about them, and they love seeing themselves in the mirror. So they love it. So they're seeing them, and they're watching also the stopwatch, which is up there. Okay, they see in the mirror, and they do it with legs apart. And you know what I found, Tim? This is a lot less intense warm-up from the beginning, but they can make it as intense as they want, really. But a lot of them, after we do this, they're a lot easier. They get easier into everything because their mind doesn't start right away with something hard. You know what I mean? It starts progressively moving up in difficulty. So anyway, now we do that with the legs slightly straight. Okay, then we do it with foam blocks. And all this, what it is they just have to tighten up their knees. I tell them to flatten out their kneecaps as much as possible for 30 seconds. Okay? And now, you know that great form not only comes from squeezing your legs. There's another muscle that we usually don't work with, which is the inner thighs, which is what binds together both legs. Okay? There's a lot of kids that have very straight legs, but they can't keep them together. Okay? All right, so another 30 seconds of that. And facing down, we don't focus much of the shape of the body. We just focus on making those quads burn for 30 seconds. Okay? After a while of doing it, they really improve it. See the same thing. Now, see that muscle right there? That looks tight. That one at the end looks tight. This one's still lacking some muscle, but it's getting there. Then we do some active flex. So we're combining everything. We're doing a bent knee. If you notice, watch, straight, and they go bent. That's for aerials. So they create the power of jump.
How many? Is it 30 seconds?
Now, there's a number for that one. I don't remember what the number is. You can count it when you say it. Okay, there's then flex, a little bit of flex. Usually very dynamic on that part, though. It's not that they spend 2 minutes or whatever they want. There's time allotment for everything. Okay? Then we just have, and again, I cannot tell you how important it is to understand that this is the focus is this right now, and their posture. It's a very easy thing what they're doing. Okay? But you want to make sure that these kids are doing everything at their best, and you show them that this is very important for form. You know, after you keep telling them and making and going around and changing and pushing them and making sure everything is tight, they'll understand how important it is. Okay? So be active. Go around when they're doing it. Then we go in and out turns. Okay? Really important because really for the kids, you know how there's some kids that they'll tighten up their leg and they'll never look straight, ever. So what do you do with that? Turn out. The more turnout there is, the more possibility they got of having the look of being straight. Okay? And again, I've had to do that so much because my kids, I mean, I have average kids that they need that strategy. You know, they can't straighten out their legs. They try with all their heart, but they can't. Okay, so what do? You have to train them really hard, which is anything, anyway, regardless if they can show it straight. They need to be turned out. Okay, it's easier. And it's the proper body position too. Oops. Sorry. So for example, a kid in the middle cannot straighten out her legs, and now they're starting to look straight. To look a lot better. Yeah, see the top knee over there? It cannot straighten out. It's kind of, even though it's tight, so they have to turn it out. So this works all the muscles. And those of you who have done ballet and all that stuff, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? All right, then toe point. And again, there's some exercise that you might see here that it's a lot easier to do them in a different way. But you know, sometimes it's what you tell the kids. This is helping you extend your feet down because you know that toe point is not on the feet; it's the toes too. Everything has to curve. So as long as you're explaining them all that stuff too, I think it's very valuable. I mean, at least I think that they convinced them. I don't know, really, they're saying, but you know what I mean? It's good. So see these knees? They're not as tight. So she needs a lot of work. Get back, starting to get. Now we do this one with a weight, and one kid is counting. One of them you can't hear. There you can't hear them counting, but they are counting, and one of them counts the time to hold, and then the other one counts the rest. Okay? Okay, I won't touch it. All right. Okay. So with a 2-pound weight, or I think it's a 1 pound, but that really, really conditions the quad. They do that for 10 seconds. One counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and the other one counts 3-second rest. They go again. It's 10 times. And it also works if you do it with your foot flats. It works the quad even more. Okay? Then we do this one. And all this is for form. Now what I'm explaining them there is to straighten out your calf so the muscle can pull the toe point even more. You know, so there's some reason for everything. Okay? That was about the same thing we've been doing, but all my comments and everything I'm saying is about form. Now see that kid's flat kneecaps? That's not just natural, okay? But if you don't strengthen, those kneecaps are gonna be loose all the time. Now, this is something, this we call it bad form, good form. So you go from bad to good, you know, because there's these certain skills that they'll probably get loose and they have to understand how to, the feeling, the tightness. That again is not upper body condition. They have to hold that for 30 seconds, focusing on showing muscle. I mean, they hear that word a lot. Show muscle, show muscle, show muscle. This one is once a week. And you know what? You might think, oh, only once a week, but it's. I think it's. You can do a lot of this in something else too. You know what I mean? You don't just need to do the form, focus, warm up. But you can put some of these skills somewhere else. And, you know, like on beam after a routine or after a certain, you do 5 in a row of your flight into 25 straight leg kicks, something like that. You know what I mean?
How long does it take?
I think this one probably takes us 45 minutes, but you'll see there's more stuff. Now, And again, the form focus word, it's also for me as the coach. Because I'm not going to focus on other things that their legs straight. You know, as a coach, sometimes you have to know what the theme of the day is. Okay, right there, we're stretching the back part of the knee. So, obviously, so we can stretch. We're going to be a little bit more flexible in the back part of the knee. So that should burn. If they do a squat and then grab the bottom of the knee, of the beam, it should burn behind the knees and the hamstring. Okay, now shaping. By all, we're just focusing on looking good. That's it. We're not focusing on what that's conditioning does. It's about looking good. Right now I'm telling them, hip flat, rounded back. Make sure your head is aligned with your body. Feet extension, squeezing butt. Okay, see, keep flat a little bit more right there. Tell them when I stand here, they should look in a totally straight line. And then same thing with the head. That's a 20. They go like 10-second turn the whole way around. See, the heads are aligned. Kneecaps seem to be flatter over there. Then we change again into hip flat and body position. And again, after a while that you do this, they get more educated about what feels to be tight. Because sometimes they think that being tight is just about the knees. It's not. You know, the core, and again, these are core exercises. But we're not, they don't think we're doing core. All I think is form, 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 form. And you'll probably hear that word 100 times during the warm-up. It's all about keeping the legs straight. Remember, a bar routine lasts 25, 30 seconds. If they can't hold that for 10 seconds perfectly tight, then there's no way they're going to hold it for the whole routine. Okay, now we move a little bit more towards a little circuit that we do. We call it casting circuit, but it's still based on form. And all the corrections I'm giving is about form. My corrections are not how or this. It's just I focus more on the legs and the feet because I felt that that's where we were weak. And again, going back to the beginning, analyze what your priorities are. Yep. Just hollow rockers, pressing the bar back and making sure those legs are straight and bend. Then they go to handstand bounces again. Okay, focusing solely on the form of the legs. Now something really interesting. You might see that kid and you might think, oh, she looks good. Looks like that's the weakest kid ever. Super weak, but she really steps up to the situation when we're doing form because she knows that that's a very dedicated kid. She understands that this is what she needs. But we do bounces again. Focus only on form. I don't even tell them hold a handstand. It's keeping your legs totally straight. Now this is willpower. Okay, it's 5 pull-ups. You want to take note? 5 pull-ups, 5 calves, 25 steps, 5 dips, 5 leg lifts, 5 pull-ups. And everything needs to stay with totally legs straight. I'm not even asking them to get the chin all over the bar. You know, they do cast. There has to be 0 form rate. See, the kid in the back has problems casting and keeping her legs together. It's nice to see her right now with the legs together. And then they go steps, 25 steps. And steps. 1, 2, 3, we got 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm counting when they're doing this. So it's really nice because see how they keep their head between the arms and stuff? I'm not telling them that anymore. That's really cool to see because then that's how they've been brought up about doing that. So then form, you gotta that pull-up is hard. So you gotta keep the form. Those could be a lot flatter on their hips, but again, I'm not focusing on that. All I want is that for those minute and a half that they do this lasts for a minute and a half basically. That form needs to be perfect. The only thing you're achieving there, you're keeping them on the bar for a long time. There's nothing more valuable than that. And again, you can do this one last a minute and a half, but you can have the next group ready to go immediately. I mean, you can have 2 kids on each bar, on each high bar. And you can develop a low bar thing while they're doing that too. You know, more dips, or I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, and that's for the bar 1. Okay, next thing. Not done. Done. How are we doing with time? 2 minutes? No way. No. Okay, well, you gotta run through it. We still have this one, and we have another one that's really good. So I'm gonna just let them go. I'll let them go so you can see it. Okay, this one has to be. I'm not gonna talk, otherwise we're gonna stop it. Active flexibility. This one is just a couple of exercises using bands. See how kids square this thing? They go around.
Is it for time?
What?
Is it for time or for repetitions?
That one they have numbers. Yeah, they have numbers. In this one, the way we do it is the kids know the whole program. We let them go, and Luke and I just go around pushing each one. We're not on one station. Then you can look for a lower pounder. And again, we're using 90% of the gym because there's nobody else. Yes, yes. And they don't have a pattern. Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you before, just a parenthesis. As teachers, you have to empower your kids too. There's one warm-up like this that they know, okay, this is it. Then we have whiteboards and this is a warm-up. It's for 6 weeks what they're gonna do. And they don't go in a certain order, but they know they have to do everything. So Luke and I just go around observing, pushing them, giving a little bit of corrections, but being actively involved, yet not telling them what to do. They go from one station to the other. There has to be some accountability for them too. Switch. Then we do focus to both sides. We do it to both sides. That was an excellent. Then you can do it with legs straight too. See, the less the body moves, the better. Alright, so that's just a couple of, and it's not too many. That way they don't forget. They don't forget to do that next one. Okay? Then the next one, we are extremely lucky that we have a huge, probably 200 yards of the most inclined steep road that you will ever see. So, during the summers, all the way to November, when it's getting cold, it gets really cold there, we do every Monday and Wednesday. Okay, 7:15 to 8:30. We call it a hill outdoor training. Okay, and kids that go to school come to it. And then they go to school. So, here we go. I'll let you enjoy it.
Wow.
I mean, trust me, a picture doesn't make it justice. It's horrible. It's horrible. Very good. That's not problem. You really there. You cannot. I mean, you have to lean forward there, just to stand like that. Or you can probably see it the way some of the kids look down. How it's kind of is.
You have a number for dog or distance?
What's that?
A number for dog or distance?
We do, I think, like 5 times each thing, and they do about 20 meters. I mean, because this thing is about 200 yards long.
Okay.
You'll see it. Let's go along. Yeah, I would put it forward. I love it. There's some kids that can't get the coordination. Others can, others can't.
Quiet.
So what?
Do they have to drive on this?
Drive? No, it's a private. It's not a private road. It's a county road, but there's like a water thing on the top. And there's like a golf course there too. So there's never anything. Now, sometimes when we're there in the morning, in the fall, the local high school football team is there. And this year was people. And what you're seeing today is we have 2 days. We have Monday and Wednesday, and on Monday we do endurance. This is the sprinting. Because if you do too much endurance, you're gonna get too slow. So this is the one just for sprinting. And they do short distance. It's like that. Monday's long distance, Wednesday's short distance. And that's the warm-up. And then they do a sprint. Okay. So what they do is on Mondays they get there, they do a little warm-up, and there's a pond there where they run, and then we do 5 jogs all the way up. Okay, and then they do 2 backwards all the way. And it's some of them take it 3 minutes to get on the top. It's really long. I mean, some of them go like this. But the thing is, you do not stop. Even if they walk it, it's still horrible. So, but it's really helpful for all. So, if you guys have any track or something like that, I really suggest, at least in the summers, try to use it. You know, get the kids out of the gym and try to do something. All right, so hope all your warm-ups go really good. Thank you very much.